Hello, my name is SLA, and in this occasion I would like to present to you a thesis about study and design of hybrid off-grid PV generator power system for administration load in 3 regions in Indonesia. So this is the overview of our presentation. So the first one we will know about the overview of this project. The second, we will see about the location and load profile of this project, and the third one we will see how the system and the component is chosen for this project, and the last one we will see the result, analysis, and conclusion. So nowadays in Indonesia has low electrification ratio there, especially there are 12,000 villages in Indonesia that still haven't got an access for electricity. Meanwhile, renewable energy distributed generation could become a good solution because we can directly supply the electricity without depends too much to the national grid. And however, nowadays Indonesia government plan to increase renewable energy fraction to 23% at 2025 energy mix. So it means that it is compulsory for Indonesia to increase the renewable energy infrastructure development across the land. And the other one is nowadays there is a declining PV component prices. It means for power plant is economically more feasible. So this is the tools that were used for this analysis. So first one is Homer Pro. The simulation result from Homer Pro is the optimized result in economic and technically, but we have to verify the result from the Homer Pro to the PVSys, because PVSys could simulate and optimize the scenario and the scheme with more technical details. And after we verified the scenarios and the sim of the system from PVSys, the optimized and the simulated result from the PVSys is simulated again in Homer Pro to get a more objective economic value, which is the objective of this project is to get the comparison of the economic value of the system between the renewable energy solution and the conventional generator solution. And this is the location which represents 3 parts of Indonesia: Aceh Single in the west, Alor in the middle, and Raja Ampat in the east. So, and this is also the solar irradiance. We take this data from NASA. So this is the load profile for this project. Because this project is focused on the administration office, so this data is typical data from an administration office for a villages in Indonesia, which has peak load in 1 kilowatt peak and daily energy consumption in 11 kilowatt hours per day. And this is the component selection. First of all, to choose the PV module, we have to consider the peak power, because we want to supply the consumer, so the peak power has to meet the demands. And also for the battery, the important point is energy demand, because battery has to supply the consumer directly after gather the energy from the PV. And the other one is autonomy time. The autonomy time is the time when the battery could still supply the energy without energy sources available. And the inverter has to be switched and fit with the PV module capacity. And the last one for generator, because generator is for the backup energy, so it should be appropriate with the peak power of the load. And this is the key indicator. Basically, this project is to compare the levelized cost of electricity between renewable energy hybrid generator solution with the generator conventional solution, which is common nowadays to electrify villages in Indonesia. And this is the assumption also. And the result is this. We can see from these graphs that the PV hybrid generator has the lower LCOA compared with generator conventional solution. It is because by implementing the PV hybrid genset, it means that we can save more money, we can save more investment for the fuel cost and accommodation. And if we're taking into account another level of load, we can see here that the SLA gap is inversely proportional to the level of load. The more smaller the load, the more smaller level of the load, so the SLA gap is more higher. And so we come to the end of this presentation. The conclusion is the development of hybrid PV generator power plant system is technically and economically feasible because we have already simulated in Homer Pro for economic and simulate again to get the technical result in PVCs and resimulate again the result from the PVCs in the Homer Pro to get the more objective result of the economical. And we will see that we can save 7 to 42% of LCOE from the generator only solution. And actually this sim also has a lower of carbon emission. And we can see also in the last one that load level is inversely proportional to the gap of LCOE between hybrid sim and conventional generator sim. That's all for me. Thank you for your attention. 6 minutes.